I'm Austin McIlroy, Master Brewer of Cabin Boys Brewery, and this is Kettle Editions. This is a series that will take a deeper look into what keeps a brewery brewing. First, we're going to be talking about the origin of Cabin Boys Brewery. So if you followed along on our journey as a brewery, you have probably heard of the story of we built a cabin in the woods. But you probably haven't heard that that story actually goes all the way back to a dinner with my dad at Kilkenny's, a pub that we all love, with an idea of building a cabin out on our property. And it all started with pen and paper on a piece of napkin. So if you have an idea that starts out on a napkin, the first thing that you got to do is you got to build the foundation. And when building a foundation for a log cabin, that means that you've got to find level ground, you've got to know how to build a level, and you've got to find some trees that are well worth their time and effort to get them there. So we got 3 trees, loplolly pines, from a friend. We drug them out after pouring our foundation, which is 9 piers, and we had leveled the piers with the ground. And then the next step is to how do you get those loplolly pines, which are 36 feet long, up onto the piers? Well, you tie a bunch of chains to the back of a truck and you pull in a rolling fashion the tree up onto it, and without crushing yourself, you've got to stop it on top of the piers, perfectly place them, and then you drill them into place. So now we have the foundation. This cabin has a plethora of different kinds of wood and logs in it. So next, you have your foundation, then you have to build your walls. So what do? How do you build a log cabin that doesn't have any logs? Well, you go into the forest and the actual felling and harvesting of the trees out on your property, which is what we did. We have ash, we have pine, we have pecan, and we have hickory, all in the walls of this cabin. Inside the walls, you have to have a floor. And when building a floor in a log cabin, obviously you're not going to be putting just these straight, perfectly manicured pieces of wood. Now you could, and that's really pretty, and I would encourage you to do so if you choose to build your own cabin, if you want that. But what we did is we found a tree that was big enough to slab out with an Alaskan chainsaw mill, which goes onto a 36-inch bar steel chainsaw. And we slab these slabs out, which take about 2.5 hours a piece. They're about 18.5 to 22 inches wide and about 8 feet long. And then you place them onto the floor. Now, if you've ever seen the edge of a tree before, it's not straight, it's curved. That's what people call and are all enthused about, which is live edge. So our floor in the cabin is completely live edge. So you have to build a jigsaw puzzle that doesn't have any instructions or a picture how to get it into place. Then you've got your floor, you've got your walls, and then you go to your roof. And so we let the professionals do it, and they did that roofing job in about 1 week. And voila, you've got your foundation, you've got your floor, you've got your walls and your roof, and you've got a wonderful cabin to host all your friends and family and build a community that you dreamed of. So a big question that I get a lot is, when did you build the cabin? Well, it was started in 2009 with a friend of mine, Trey, and I and my dad. We would drive up from college and on the weekends and do as much work as we could from Friday to Sunday, and then we'd drive back to school. So that whole process took us about 9 months to get the whole thing done. But if you've ever built a cabin, you know that it doesn't just take 3 people. It takes a village. So we had friends, we had family, we had professionals come out. So I don't know the number of people that actually went into building this cabin, but it is a lot. And what all of it and their effort equals to is just a bunch of love and a bunch of passion for being together and helping a dream come true. So this project started in 2010 and was completed in 2011. So even though this cabin was completed in 2011, the project really never ends. So back in 2010, when sitting at the pub in Kilkenny's, did we think that we would have a lifelong journey ahead of us? Probably not.